So some of you guys know I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitively. The thing is, I really haven't played seriously in a while. Really not necessarily enjoying the game, enjoying doing other things. It's a time commitment to be able to play the game at like the highest level and whatnot. So I haven't really been taking the game very seriously. That being said, I went to the last regional of the format yesterday. So the Yu-Gi-Oh! Ban list goes into effect today. Yesterday, I went to a regional before the ban list updated. So it was the last regional of the format. The regional was relatively close, so I decided to go to it. But like I said, I haven't been taking the game very seriously. So it wasn't necessarily prepared. I decided, you know what, let's go have some fun, have a good time, play some Yu-Gi-Oh! And the deck that I'm playing got hit on the ban list pretty hard. So it was kind of like the last hurrah for me able to play this deck. I ended up getting top 8. So I'm going to show you guys the deck that I played. It's obviously like super irrelevant and whatnot because, I mean, half the cards are banned today. But I at least wanted to document the deck that I played to get a top. My first top. I've been playing since 2011. And I've never gotten a top 8 until yesterday. But yeah, so I'm going to go over some of my choices and whatnot and just go over the deck. It's going to be a relatively quick profile overall, and then I'll discuss more of the other stuff after the fact. So this is the deck. I played Adventure Punk, as you can see. A lot of these cards I can no longer play because of, ban list reasons. But I'm just going to go over it really quickly. I played three Enchantress and 2 Griffin as the monsters for the adventure package. The reason I played 2 Griffin specifically is because I wanted to be able to have a negate if my board got broken, and most people didn't expect the second one. So, and then obviously the 3 Double Faithful, so that I had some recursion, not necessarily recursion, but some consistency, as well as be able to play post my board getting broken. And then the 1 Draco back, obviously. The Punk engine, I played 3 Foxy Tune, 1 Ogre Dance, 1 Deer Note, and then the 2 Xiamen and the 3 E-Telly. This is the engine that I've been playing since I started playing the deck. I think it's actually correct. Having the 1 Ogre Dance to be able to put a Dark in graveyard easily, it actually matters. The other package, I guess you could say, is the Rose Dragon package. This is the best one in the deck, but this package is super strong. It lets you do some really degenerate things. I played 1 Magician Souls and 1 Illusion of Chaos. Just to be able to draw some additional cards off of these stuff once I've gone through all the combo. I played the Fairy Tale Snow. This card is banned today. Played 1 Shidomi Necro. This card's really good in combination with several cards in the extra deck. The 1 Jet Synchron, same kind of thing. It's also a tuner that I can normal summon. I played 1 Sprite Jet and then 1 Smashers as a little mini package because my end board doesn't. That way I don't lose the Mystic Mine. And then Scythe, because for some reason Company's not going to ban this card, so I'm going to Scythe lock you and win games. I did a lot. Now, my defensive cards. The only hand trap that I'm playing is Imperm. I played is Imperm. I played 3 Imperm. That was it. It's the most high impact, and it's a trap card. I played 3 Dark Ruler because it's the format. You just play 3 Dark Ruler. I played 2 Talents, 2 Chalice, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, Called By, and Foolish Burial. So to kind of go over some of these things should take no explanation. Talents, because Tearlament likes to play on your turn, so this is pretty live against that matchup. This deck inherently just beats Tearlament. As long as you open well and play properly, you should win that matchup. I played Chalice specifically because it's another version of Imperm to be able to turn off things like Winda or be able to play into a board. This deck plays really well into a board, and I wanted to play some other things that helped out with that. I main decked Harpy Feather Duster as an in-deck out to Mystic Mine, as well as the blowout in the trap matchups in round 1, or in game 1. Called By, don't need an explanation. Foolish Burial needs no explanation. This is the main deck, 45 cards. Obviously, I can't play the deck in this capacity anymore today. Okay, so now on to the extra deck. I played Hockey Fibrex Dagda, Dark, Elf, Selene, Access Code, 1 Gigantic, Formula Synchron, TG Wonder Magician, Shooting Riser, Chaos Ruler, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, and then Baron, Psychic and Punisher, and I did decide to play Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, King Calamity. The way that I was playing this deck, this is the end board that I was aiming for. So with access to Shooting Riser Dragon, you can send Scythe and make it a level 2, which allows you to use your Halki Fibrax and the Shooting Riser to overlay for a Gigantic. So you make the Gigantic, you summon out the Jet, you use the Jet and the Gigantic to make Elf, you use Elf to bring back Jet, and then you get the Smashers out of it. So this is an out to Mystic Mine, this is just inherently an interaction. On top of that, with Baron on the board, you Scythe lock them during the standby phase so they can't Dark Ruler you. That was the entire game plan. On top of that, after you use your Smashers, because you're going to just banish the Jet, you can bring back your Halki Fibrax off of the jet, or off the elf rather, because this is gone and you have this here. So you can also just tag out the Halki Fibrax, go into one rendition, pop a back row or something, and then you can synchro back into Baron, so you have it again for the next turn. That was kind of like the purpose. That was the end board that I was trying to go off of. So like realistically, you can do all of that with Red Rose or with the Punk engine as well as the Adventure package, and you just get to end on all of this stuff. That was the board that I was trying to end on. The board that I ended up also being able to end on is this, and you can have a combination of either this. Shooting Riser at 2. This is if you decide not to go to the elf line, you can leave this out as a 2, and then you just have the Halki Fibrax here instead. And instead of going the other line, you can Scythe Lock during your standby phase, right? So you bounce out, you get this, and then you can tag this out for Formula, and then Formula effect or Shooting Riser effect, because they're both level 2s, and you can go into Calamity. So you Scythe Lock them so they can't use their extra deck, and then their first interaction, they try to do something to even play, you just turn the turn off. That was the entire purpose of what I was doing. And there's ways you can do it where you can end on like a hot red and with like a Jet Synchron and do the same thing by tagging out the Halki Fibrax for Formula Synchron, faster going with the Jet in this, and then you still get into the Calamity, and this also outs Dark Ruler, which is why I was playing Chalice. So Chalice works as an imperm. It's also you get to use it on your opponent's turn, just like a trap card. So if you end on this board and you have a Chalice, or if you ended up making the Sprite line or whatever, they activate Dark Ruler, you chain Chalice, target Halki Fibrax, chain effect, chain this, draw a card, fast synchro, Calamity, turn the turn off after they activate Dark Ruler. And this is after you Scythe Lock them. You don't necessarily have to Scythe Lock them either. So that's another thing that you could do with the deck. It was literally just like the entire purpose was to win game 1, pray to God that I can win in game 2 or in game 3. I just get to turn the game off and they don't get to play. And we'll go into the side deck to kind of show what I was siding for the stuffs. Okay, so this is my side deck. It's probably not the best side deck, but it worked for this event specifically. So I played the 2 anti-spell because Branded Despia still exists, and this is just a blowout against that matchup. I played 3 Appointer because I don't want to lose to Mystic Mine, Appointer, or not Appointer, but Mystic Mine, Dark Ruler, things like that. So this kind of sealed this, and I can also get the problem card out of their hand. Unfortunately, this is going to 1, which makes sense. 2 Nib, because this card's actually really good in the format, but I didn't want to main it. 2 Dingo Psycho for all the trap decks. I expected trap decks to be there, so I wanted to have just a blowout post side where I just normal summon this and all this shit is turned off. I actually did this to a Paleo guy, which was cool. Or I almost did it to a Paleo guy, but it didn't matter. 2D Barrier just because Tear and, Branded Despia. There could be only one because Floowandereeze is stupid and I just want to beat that, and Cosmic Cyclone. The only things that I sided going second, unless I was playing against a trap deck, which I only played against one and it never came up, was this right here. This is when I was going second. This is all that I sided. I used Nibiru against 4 Tear players, and it mattered every single time. So as long as you do this at the proper time, you can actually beat them with Nib. Because once they go into their stuff with like their, the Predaplant, Dragostapelia, like they go into IP or whatever, as long as they don't have a negate, you just hit their board after they burn all of their fusion stuff, and the only thing they get to realistically end on, unless they go for the Kaleido Heart, is a Havness in hand, and that's it. That's all. That's all they get to interact with you with. And then the Cosmic Cyclone, just because Floodgates, Mystic Mine, etc., etc. Going first, depending on the matchup, I sided these, and I would leave these in occasionally, just because I don't want to get blown out by Mystic Mine. But that's the side deck. But the deck was built to be Tear. I played a lot of Tear, and I did very well against it. I lost to RNG in round 1 against my buddy Cookie. Shout out to him. Best match of Yu-Gi-Oh! That I've played in years. Like, hands down. It was so back and forth. It was insane. And he just happened to get the good RNG on his Havness, and he milled snow for the last minute with 40 seconds on the clock when I was going to push for a little bit of damage in the battle phase. He had it, so skill issue. I played against Tear, I played against DDD, I played against Tear, I played against Sprite, I think. I played against Floowandereeze. I played against Tear Paleo, and then I played against Tear. So I played a shit ton of Tear today, and the deck was built to beat Tear. kind of unintentionally because I didn't know how that deck really worked. I didn't know what to stop, so I was just like, I'm going to break boards. That's all I did. But that's what it is. I ended up getting 7th place. Like I said, this was my first top. It's, you know, and this event was stacked. Like, Cam Neal won the tournament. Denny Vu was at the tournament. Joey Lynch was at the tournament. I got a top. My first top at a stacked regional. It feels really good. I don't do Yu-Gi-Oh content anymore, but I at least wanted to document like a big accomplishment for something that I enjoy, right? So that's the deck. The deck is dead. The deck profile doesn't fucking matter because everything's banned today. Even so, I just wanted to show you guys, you know, what I did. I'm super happy about it. Shoutouts to everyone that memed me for 11 years about not getting a top, because I did it. I fucking did it.